U.S. Britain, France, and East Germany controlled by the Soviet Union. It didn't stop there. The capital city of Berlin, located in East Germany, was also divided into two parts, East Berlin and West Berlin. In an effort to force the Allies out of West Berlin, the Soviet Union cut off all land access. No supplies of any type were allowed to enter West Berlin by rail, truck, or any other means of transportation. Supplies needed drastically for the 2 million people across Berlin to survive. It was really the solution to that. This incredible accomplishment was called the Berlin Air Lift. From 1948 to 1949, over 300 flights a day of C-47s and C-54s made the trip over Soviet-occupied East Germany to deliver food, petroleum products, and even coal, totaling 3,500 tons daily to keep West Berlin going. Doing the math, that's 7 million pounds per day. One of the many American pilots who fly the C-47s during the Berlin Air Lift was Colonel Gail Halverson of Provo, Utah. During the operation, he became known as the Candy Bomber because he repeatedly dropped candy to German children from his aircraft when approached to the runways. The idea grew out of a chance meeting between Halverson and several German school children at the perimeter fence of the airport in West Berlin. While waiting for his aircraft to be unloaded one day, he decided to walk to the end of the runway and photograph other aircraft making their landing approach on the runway. A tricky descent over several buildings outside the airport grounds. While standing at the barbed wire fence, he struck up a conversation with the German children gathered outside to watch the giant airplanes land. The hungry children asked if Halverson had any gum or candy, and he gave them 2 pieces of gum that he happened to be carrying in his pocket. He promised to bring more gum and candy on his next flight into the airport, saying that he would drop it to them as he passed over them while landing. When asked how they would know which of the huge airplanes was his, he said he would wiggle his wings as he approached. True to his word on his next mission to the Tempelhof Airport, on final approach to the runway, Halverson wiggled his wings and had the flight engineer push 3 bundles of sweets through the flare chute on the C-47 flight deck. Halverson had gathered the candy by talking other pilots into donating their candy rations to the effort. The 3 small parcels floated down on tiny homemade parachutes. But Halverson could not see whether the children caught the packages due to the business of landing. Later, as he taxied the empty C-47 to the end of the runway to depart, he looked at the crowd of children at the fence. 3 white handkerchiefs waved back at him enthusiastically. Over the next few weeks, Halverson repeated airdrops to an ever-growing audience of German children at the fence. Soon, he even began to receive letters at the airport addressed simply to Uncle Wiggly Wings, Tempelhof Airport, requesting special airdrops at other locations within the city. Local newspapers picked up the story and his fame began to spread. Back at his home base, Halverson began to receive mail from other pilots who wanted to help. Candy was donated, handkerchief parachutes were made by volunteers, and the tiny parcels began to fall all over Berlin. On a brief trip back to the United States, Halverson was asked by an interviewer what he needed to continue his popular candy bomber operation. He jokingly remarked, "A boxcar full of candy." Sure enough, shortly after his return to Germany, a train loaded with 3,000 pounds of chocolate bars arrived for Uncle Wiggly Wings. We have a special treat here for you today. Aerohawk pilot Mark News will recreate a candy bomber flight with his recently completed C-47 called the Rosinian Bomber, German for raisin bomber, a nickname given to these planes by the citizens of West Berlin. Alongside of Mark will be his mother, Gertie, who over 60 years ago was one of those children standing at the fence of Tempelhof Field in West Berlin. Truly a special moment.
Okay, this is going to be unbelievable. This is Mark's mother, Gerda. I'm getting emotional while you're doing this. She was one of the little kids standing in the runway. There's the candy coming out. Unfortunately, the chute in Fort Myers was hit back in World War II. But Mark had little parachutes and put his PC-3 or C-47. But the kids would stand at the end of the runway and collect the candy as it drifted down. Gerda, we appreciate you. She came all the way from Wisconsin to be part of this. Photo pass. me give you a little facts about the airplane. This airplane, the 144-inch wingspan, it was scratch built by Mark. As I said before, it's a tremendous builder. It has two 30cc gas engines on it, and it's turning two 16-inch three-blade props, and it weighs about 48 pounds. Everything is hand-built except for the engine and the gear. Everything in the gear pass, making sure all the gear's down. This even has a scale interior, cockpit and seats, and tie-downs and bulkheads. Get out there, you can look at this a little bit later. I want you to do so. The logo on the side is the Military Air Transport Service, which was founded in June 1948 by the Department of Defense to bring in air supplies. The paint scheme you see here, the red, teal, white, and black, is in honor of the Medal for Human Action, which was a medal that they gave to people involved in the Berlin airlift. One beautiful model, Mark. Stay with it. You're fine. You're fine. Good job.
He shakes when he flies this. Nice squad. How about a round of applause for Mark Leon?